So here, one of the slides I want to mention here from Bitwarden, a few years back, they researched it and they found it. One of the most important things that people forget often is setting their strong passwords. So this slide is talking about when users create a password with 5, 6, or 7 characters, that is a very weak password. There are some tools which can crack this kind of a password in seconds to minutes. In fact, a student at a college can write a program. How many characters? Hardly we have a 26 characters on the keyboard, capital letters, and 26 small probably, and also 0 to 9, 10 digits, plus maybe few special characters. With the combination of these things, a college student can easily write a program to check all permutations and combinations to hit that 5, 6, or 7 letter password, and they crack it immediately. So when it comes to the next level, 8, 9, or 10, which is also weak, but little bit better because it takes hours to days to crack that password. It is good when it comes to 11, 12, 13, and not to say anything about a 14, 15, 16 plus characters. That's what Humana also implemented, that we can use a better password nowadays. We are more secure, definitely. And also not only the passwords, people are calling it as passphrases. I can say I love my dog, something like that. A simple word or a sentence can be incorporated in your password. That's what you can remember, and hackers difficult to crack it. This is one. And personal cybersecurity risk. Some of the metrics I want to show you. Again, I'm concentrating more on the personal security. Data breach statistics in the past few years, especially in 2024, 2,200 globally in 2024 itself, data breaches, the major data breaches. But whereas around 8 billion records are exposed, they're all individual personal records are exposed. It has got all sorts of information which can go to the black records and all. So 82% involved in a human element. Unfortunately, as I mentioned earlier, when humans or the employees or the individual personals are secure, then the company is going to be more secure. So more than 82% is part of that. In the second one, individual exposure. But if I think that I did not expose to this, or I am not attacked by a cyber threat or something, no, I may be wrong. 1 in 3 are exposed online here. And another major problem is 1 password for 100 plus accounts we are using unknowingly. You can go back and you can check. Sometimes I go online and try to download a document, maybe from CNN, maybe from a security document related. I will quickly enter my email address and enter a password. Such kind of things probably I will use a unique password that will spread across multiple times, maybe 100 plus accounts. That's what the statistics are showing. And 73% reuse passwords. Yes, I'm not talking about the password or password 123, such things, but even you have a standard password about your a pet's name or something like a place you're born, something like that, but you keep on using it the same thing because you know very well you are not going to log in that second time, third time, but sometimes it is easy for us to use that thing. That is also causing some damage to some of our personal security. That also I have another slide, I'll share it. And another financial impact is, again, at the personal individual level, in 2023, there were some statistics showing $1,300 per victim. It is showing, and the average resolution time is 6+ months. It is not easy to recover everything and retrieve whatever we lost. And the ransomware, which is 500 plus, that's what the numbers show per individual level. I'm not talking about the companies and all, which is millions of dollars. And this is individual exposure is also 40% rise in smishing. Smishing in the sense, it is called a SMS, and then a phishing attack will happen when you click on it. This has been going randomly. I have been receiving almost 5 or 6 in the past 1 week to 10 days. I remember there is a new increasing threat for most of my friends. They have been talking about, I owe a $5.63 at one of the toll gates on the highway. And if I do not pay that, my driver license is going to be cancelled. Such kind of SMS I am getting it. They are tempting sometimes, even though if I know very well, out of 100, maybe 1 person traveled on that toll road and intentionally or unintentionally skipped that line or forgot to put their turn on their device. Something might happen. They think that they are the real message and they end up clicking on that. That is one of the major thing that is happening. 35% click rate on phishing tests. Yes, 1 out of 3 again, they're clicking on it. That is why they push thousands and thousands of these SMS messages. They make it 10, 12, 15. That's more than enough for them to trick the users and end up getting their financial, the personal credits. So phishing, credential, and stuffing in malware and fake apps, these are also very good. Like even SMS I was talking about, when I click on it and it will take you to a fake app which resembles and appears to the a legitimate one, and we end up clicking on that and we lose our credential information as well. And one of the most important thing out of all these things, when my reading material, I found it is the Wi-Fi networks. This also when we are traveling, especially at an airport, for example, or at a library or at a marketplace, when we try to, when the signal is weak, especially, we try to scan for a Wi-Fi around. And when we find something, we'll quickly connect it. There are some Wi-Fi networks which are open and without any passwords. We immediately connect it. We try to make a transaction. We might try to make a call to our friends, our anybody who is supposed to reach that place, or anything could happen in that scenario because you're looking for it, and cyber criminals are looking for that opportunity, that person who wants to connect it, who wants to make a transaction. They can grab something out of it. They can hack the phone. It is possible to do anything in that case of it. So Wi-Fi network, we have to be very careful. At least you should not use any credential applications like a bank account. You should not log in on that kind of a open to world Wi-Fi networks. And before I go to the next slide, I would like to throw in a couple of questions and see the answers in the chat probably. How often do you review your home network setting? I'm talking about you have a modem at home and there is a setting for that, and how many devices are connected. There is a lot of information in that. That is also a security related stuff as far as your personal security is concerned at your home. I would like to see how many times did you, weekly, monthly, 6 months, yearly, or never. You never looked at those settings and they are continuously going on since the installation of that particular device, networking device. Another question is approximately how many active devices are currently connected to your home network. When you open it, there are some settings and all. I'll show you the next, but I would like to know, do you think 10? Most of the people are saying 10 because maybe a couple of cell phones or a couple of laptops and one iPad and maybe a watch and a couple of other things like that. 10, 12 is coming. But is that true or not? Just I would like to get your answer on that. And here on this slide, I put a screenshot of my own modem at home. This one you can directly go to a thing like, this thing, like a 192.168.1.1, or there is a website directly you can go there. That kind of thing. In this case, my Verizon case, mynetworksettings.com. When you log in, there is a password for it. They should have given, otherwise the default password will be again on the back of your router. When you log into this, you will see all your number of devices connected to that. Surprisingly, if I am correct, more than 70 to 80% of the people will be surprised to see the number of connections on their network. And one of the example is here. On my case, when I look at it, I saw around 27 devices are connected here. They're all active and primary. In the primary connect, again, there is a guest network. There might be something connected to that. And there are IoT devices, if there are any connected, all those things. But this first part is the online ones that I'm seeing. Around 27 are there if I drop down. This is only a screenshot. But there are some offline devices. Surprisingly, I saw around 50 to 60, more than 60 devices are connected there. What are those things? Because they are the things that someone came to your home, sometime connected it, or there are some devices which are connected, which are dead at this time. But if you turn on that device, maybe an Xbox my son used it 5 years ago, that is connected and used it, but no more active. Or maybe that Blu-ray device, a long back we used to use it, that is connected and still trying to trace that, but it's turned off and dead somewhere. If I connect it, it's going to be active again. So such kind of hundreds of devices are connected there. This is also one of the most important thing. We need to often log in, check those devices if they're not connected, if they're not necessary, and you need to turn it off. And now I have a couple of slides I'll come to that. The video cameras around our house, maybe 4, 5, 6, 10 also is not a big number for some people. So they're all connected here, and make sure that they are secured, and we need to account them properly with all the secured settings that manufacturer is providing. A cellular phone or an authorized one, but you end up giving that passcode to them, probably there is a chance for your phone to be hacked.
I see. Kind of sneaky. Okay. Final two questions here about Wi-Fi. We talked about the hospital earlier. Thanks for that. Two others, Ganesh. Plane or airplane Wi-Fi. Not snakes on a plane, but Wi-Fi on the airplane. Can we use that? Is that safe? And second, what about the public library? Can I use that, or should I use a hotspot? Plane, public library. What you got?
That is an excellent question. I can talk another hour on this, because Wi-Fi, yes, is a Wi-Fi. The settings are not secure. In 2022-23, I have another slide in the back burner. I do not have much time, but I'm talking about, we can, from iPhone to iPhone, you can immediately transfer some of the pictures. So there was an incident in 2022, one of the, if not United, some airlines, so they tried to send some sneaky pictures. They don't want to send those pictures to multiple people on the airplane. So if their phone capable of sending messages to outside the list of people, then you can accept outside people, then that can happen. So this happened, and finally the security involved, and the pilot stopped the flight, and they stopped sending it. Then finally found the culprit, and they were removed from the airplane. They started sharing some of the anonymous pictures, which they don't want. So that could happen anytime. Wi-Fi, yeah, Wi-Fi is a Wi-Fi. You have to be secure, but I cannot say whether it is this airline, that airline, this thing, it is a free. But based on the requirement I mentioned, if it is for a charge just for some people, yes, we can use it. Even you are in an airplane, 10,000 feet away, 30,000 feet away from the ground, definitely we can use that, and you can communicate with your near and dear, but not a financial security related or some other information. We need to keep it secure.
Thanks, Ganesh. Thanks. We need to wrap up now, so everybody, thanks for the questions. If there